Oh, hi. Welcome to the very first episode of Rich Fulcher's TalkBox. I'm really excited. But before I intro the first guest, I want to tell you a couple of things, okay? We pre-recorded this, so in the episode I've got long hair. So don't be alarmed if I look like a hippie freak. Second, my son threw a coaster at my nose accidentally and hit it right here, and blood started spurting everywhere. So there's a little scab. So don't be alarmed. Don't call a medic. Last, we didn't have a name for the podcast at the time, so that's why we're coming up with funny names for the podcast. On to the intro.
I hate pepperoni. Hi, Rich Fulcher here from the Rich Fulcher Podcast Show. Welcome. I just want to tell you, my first podcast is coming up, and it's one of my good friends from on the road and from days gone by, and the comedy scene, Dan Clark, one of the funniest guys, who had a movie, A Kind of Kidnapping, last year. So, but I will always know him as none other than Johnny Two Hats from the Mighty Boosh, Dan Clark. This is it.
Rich Fulcher's TalkBox.
Dan, what are you doing?
I didn't know you were here.
Yes.
What?
Welcome to my cave.
Richard Fulcher.
Yes, Daniel Clark.
Oh, look at this.
Relax.
Yeah?
I am going to have to pee at some point. With all yes. Now, about your childhood.
Fulcher.
Yes.
Where does
Did you
that
think it
name
was
come
somebody-
from?
It's kind of, wait, who's interviewing?
I'm spinning this on his head.
It's actually
Daytime?
Alsace-Lorraine
Yeah. What?
region. It's between France and Germany, I think, is Fulcher. It's kind of German, French.
I've never met or seen or heard of another Fulcher in my life.
Really?
Yeah, have you?
Well, you know
Can I
what's
just do
funny?
this? You got a little feather.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whatever excuse you want to touch me is fine.
Well, we've
Yeah.
had to do all this.
Yeah.
Just for a reason.
As an excuse.
Yeah.
But
Do
what
I need
would
to be
do-
close to this?
No, I don't. Kenny, do we need to be close? No, we're
Okay.
fine.
Okay, we're fine. We're good.
Every time I toured somewhere, I would look at the local phone book for a Fulcher. And you know where the most were? I'll wait. Belfast.
Yeah?
Yeah, there were loads of Fulchers.
Fulcher.
Fulcher. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm
We've
terrible
just
at
lost.
these.
We've lost a contingent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People know not to ask me to do
Yeah,
accents.
yeah.
Are you a good mimic? Are you good at
I'm
accents?
terrible. That was one thing I was always like. I don't really act or perform anymore, but except for now, right this second.
Yeah.
But I was never good at accents and stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
Because normally British actors are just
It's all
really
about-
bang on.
Yeah, yeah. No, I couldn't. All I can do is say every country in the accent, and then I can't do any. So I can go Northern Ireland. That's terrible. That disproves my theory
We've lost
immediately.
more people.
Northern Ireland.
Get
No,
the-
I can't do it.
Get the people
I need more
back.
of this. I can't believe we're daytime drinking.
Yeah, we are. Well, you just ruined it. I told people this was at night. So, damn it.
This is the least
So-
prepared I've ever been for a job interview.
Well, this is the thing. We here at Day Drink Tech don't believe in any prep. Yo, but I just want this to be a casual,
I can tell.
conversation.
Yeah.
So what are you doing in London? You don't live in London.
Rich,
You don't have to tell us where.
well, I can't tell you where because I am technically a digital nomad,
Oh,
a digital
really?
vagabond.
Oh, so you cut the cable with everything.
Yeah, although I don't know if cutting the cable really, describes because like I'm still connected to the Wi-Fi, in every sense. Like
Okay.
all our information's in a cloud somewhere, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And Elon Musk now has it, so
Well, because I was thinking,
yeah.
9/11 when that happened, there was no cloud.
This is a topical show, right?
This is a 9/11 retrospective. Sorry.
Yeah.
No, but I was just
Well,
thinking.
I was there the Christmas before it happened, so I feel like
Really?
I have expertise on the subject.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, yeah.
That's really a coincidence.
9 months before it happened, I was
Not.
there. So. Does
No.
he know something?
What did you read about all the coincidence? Like Ian Thorpe, the swimmer,
Mm-hmm.
he was gonna take a photo on the top of World Trade Center, and he left his camera, so he had to turn the cab around, and that's when it happened.
So wait,
9/11.
is that a real?
Yeah,
I don't know who
apparently.
Ian Thorpe is.
Well, he's a famous swimmer, right, Kenny?
Yeah, Australian.
Is Kenny your Jamie?
Kenny's the producer,
Yeah.
but he knows everything.
Everything, yeah.
Ian Thorpe he won at the Sydney Olympics. quite a
Suddenly,
bit.
with the glasses doing that, you felt very kind of authoritative on this subject. Yeah. There was a good story about. I think Stephen Fry told it, which is probably why it's a good story.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He's in next, right? I don't want to.
Stevie, wait a few minutes.
He said that someone got given a present.
Have an absinthe.
He got a birthday present that was like a jumper that he hated, that his mum gave him. And so instead of going to work at the Twin Towers straight away, he went to Bloomingdale's to take the jumper back. And as he came out of Bloomingdale's, he saw the Twin Towers, in flames or not in
That
flames.
is such
And
bullshit.
And the grey. And so it was his mother's terrible taste that saved his life, was the kind of outcome of that story.
So he actually thanked his mom for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you meant like in a sort of, like in an awards sort of,
Yes.
I'd like to thank my mom for saving my life. Yeah, so, yeah.
So
I think that's it, isn't it? That's the 9/11
yeah.
section.
But what were we talking about just before that got us talking about 9/11?
We were talking about cutting the cable.
Oh, you know what?
Digital
Digital
nomad.
nomad. But
Hey,
we were
Rich.
talking about when we had what?
Bring the mic a bit closer.
Oh, okay. Yeah. When you talk about people, how long you've known each other,
Yeah.
I was thinking 2000 means you've known somebody 25 years. I'm no mathematician or anything, but
That I think you're right there.
we've known each other since that. We've known each other over 25 years.
Quarter of a century.
Oh my God.
Holy moly! And we were trying to work out when we
The
saw
last
each other,
time.
and like a lot of things in life, the pandemic and the post-pandemic thing just seems to have
And
completely
9/11.
and 9/11 seem to have completely cut out half a decade of
Yeah.
everyone's life in a way.
Well, I mean, it also gives you a bit of an excuse for not seeing someone. Yeah, well, there was COVID.
Oh,
So
you
when
mean
you say COVID, it's like,
so when you actually cut someone out of your life deliberately, you can use COVID as a right? Yes, I hadn't thought of that.
and
Yeah.
now I'm bringing them back
Yeah.
into my life
Yeah.
through the podcast medium.
This is a very, very elaborate way of telling me you cut me out of your life, but you
No.
regret it, so you're trying to get me back.
No, I haven't cut you out. Remember, I keep saying, "Are you in London?"
Yeah.
I said something like, "I have." Not to brag or anything, but I've got a high-powered meeting or
Yeah.
Taking-
Really,
yeah.
really good emails.
Yeah.
Really good, high-quality gags.
thanks. I'm known for that. Yeah.
I did enjoy that one. There was a time where that would have impressed me.
Right.
that you have a meeting in Soho. But that was in 1995.
But to have a meeting now is something, right? Because
True.
everything's
What,
so
an in-person?
slow.
Yeah. That's true.
So what about, why did you come into London then? If you're,
For you.
okay.
I flew in.
But
from
don't you have
Japan?
something else?
No,
Surely. Yeah.
This is a kind of stopover for me whilst I'm going to a friend's big birthday party, and then I'm off to the other side of the planet.
Right.
Where you're from.
Malaysia.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
No, you're going to New York.
Well, not exactly New York, but the American continent. Yeah.
Continent.
Yeah, I'm keeping it vague.
Are you filming? Or are you doing some directing? Or
I mean, in all honesty, I am just staying on the move. I don't want people to know where I am.
Right.
No.
Enough said.
Something happened, and that's all I can say.
Okay. Like a stalker.
But
or something?
joking aside,
No.
well, not joking aside,
Right.
joking inside, it must be difficult to be truly off the grid nowadays, right?
Yeah.
Like if you had done something and you were on the run,
right.
like how long can you go?
You've got to go to the desert and get like a trailer, something like that.
Yeah, but they can see that from all the satellite cameras.
Yeah.
Have you ever watched that show where they go on the
Yes. It's so bullshit though, because they know exactly where you are.
run? Yeah.
They can take you in anytime.
Right.
Yeah.
But
that's
like,
why I didn't watch more than one.
Yeah. Well, I watched the whole thing and sort of bought into the bullshit. Yeah, I'm a sucker. But you just think, how are you meant to, be a criminal in this day and age?
I know.
It's not fair.
It's really hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet criminals will sit around going, do you remember the good old days when you used to be able to, kill someone and get away with it?
But this is the thing about criminals, though. They're always one step ahead.
Yes.
When somebody's robbing a horse, they're robbing a stagecoach.
Right. Yes, I got you.
Get one.
I love that old saying.
Yeah.
But like, what do they do? I don't know if they're one step ahead. I think they're sort of one step adjacent, because like at some point they went, well, we can't just go and rob a bank anymore. So now it has to be online stuff.
Well, that was the whole thing about. Did you see Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid?
Was that?
Because
was that just out?
It was out a couple months ago.
Okay.
They did a reboot.
Okay.
But no, they were robbing trains in the West.
Yeah.
And it was just, they were doing it so much that they hired a detective, and they're really cracking down on it.
Mm-hmm.
So naturally they would have been arrested. So that's when they went to South America.
Right. And then what did they do there? They did online scamming.
They died.
Yeah.
They supposedly died.
Yeah.
But they robbed, banks and stuff like that.
But back then that was easy because it was just it was just like a teller.
You mean to tell me you haven't seen Butch Cassidy?
No, of course
in
I've seen it.
Okay,
yeah.
all right.
But banks were like like when you watch older films,
teller
in these beautiful buildings, and they're just a teller, and some of them don't even have like a thing in front, and you're like the level of trust.
Yeah.
And that was pre-computers, so all the money was...
What, to just reach in?
Yeah. Reach out and touch you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That was
You always have a lot of criminal observations, don't you?
I mean, when you grew up in a long line of criminals like I did, you've got to, you write what you know.
But did you read a lot of crime books and mystery novels and stuff?
No.
Because I loved all the grisly crimes and stuff.
Well,
and there was this book club. You could order the books.
Yeah.
And my mom would go, here's your top 10 beheadings. And she would just hand it over gladly because it was a book.
Well, it's funny, isn't it? Like that they were okay with you reading stuff like that.
Yeah.
We talk about now that, what kids can see on the internet. But actually, I mean, I was listening to music that was all about sex at the age of 9.
Right.
Because it was pop music. But really, the lyrics were all about
Robbie Williams.
It was pre Williams, but it's all like I actually listened to a George Michael album, Faith, which was something I listened to. Yeah. I was like, guys, Rich is having a moment.
Help! Kenny!
He's going help, and I'm going Faith. Yeah.
Yeah.
My
spleen's coming out.
There's this song called "I Want Your Sex." It was really quite explicit, and I'm listened to it recently.
Mom's dancing.
Yeah, and I'm like, I was listening to that when I was like 9 or 10 years old. You know? So things would.
That's true with everything, though. Like generation. In the jungle, the mighty jungle, the lion has sex tonight.
I don't know if they're definitely the lyrics,
like
but I mean, you can interpret it that way. Yeah. I think I need to get used to the notion that there are no segues in this podcast, right?
Do you want to
Isn't
segue?
there like there's
Bob Dylan?
What's the first rule of what's this podcast called?
Why did you have to do that?
It's called the 9/11 Memorial Podcast.
We don't have a name.
Okay.
But based on this conversation, maybe we'll find something.
Yeah. It's there's some really obvious themes coming up in this.
Note, Kenny, tambourine.
That's what I got from this chat. Yeah.
No, but it's funny because you look up a name and you think it's great. Yeah. Somebody's already doing it.
I mean, isn't that just the problem in every area of?
Yeah.
Sometimes, again, I'm going down the "wouldn't it be better in the old days" type of thing.
Yeah, no, I like it.
But
get off my lawn, guy.
I wish I'd been my age in like any time between the 60s and 90s, because everything was still up for grabs.
I wish I knew what I knew then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's not quite that. It's I wish I had a time machine, or I was born in a totally different era, because all ideas have been done. I know there's ways of trying to make them fresh or different, but like,
do you feel
how easy it was for Sting to make hundreds of millions of pounds because no one else had written those particular melodies yet? And then they get all annoyed that other people write songs that are ever so slightly similar.
Yes, and those movies where you're the first one to go where someone thinks the next door neighbor's pregnant when they're really just full.
Right. And now we see that storyline
all the time, over and over again, like a dead horse.
If I have to see that thing again.
Oh, but so you didn't see the Bob Dylan movie? It's amazing.
Is it really?
Yeah. Not that I know Bob Dylan or go, it's spot on Dylan.
No,
But I have seen him in concert.
And that's all you need to know, right?
This is coming out wrong. Kenny, edit! Please!
Poor old Kenny. Is he editing live? This is going out.
This is a live edit.
Quick.
Cut out that laugh.
Mic 4, camera 3.
Jenny!
I watched, and seeing as segues aren't a thing on this show, I watched the documentaries about SNL recently. And...
yes, I have too.
Yes.
Did you see the Saturday Night Live movie?
Yes, I saw that as well.
Yeah, what did you think of that?
Oh, it was good. I tell you what I loved about it was the casting.
Oh, it was great.
I mean, like some of them looked a lot like them, but even the ones that didn't look like the guy who played Chevy Chase, and it's like they just somehow caught the essence so much.
I'm not a big fan of like exact likenesses.
Yeah, right.
As long as you have the essence,
It's all about the essence.
Well, because early Saturday Night Live, they had this. I'm going into the weeds, Kenny. They would have an impersonation like Gerald Ford would be Chevy Chase, but as he is with long hair. They wouldn't do any prosthetics. But now it's like so exact like the person.
Right.
The comedy just doesn't ooze out.
Oh, you're talking about in sketches and comedy and
parodies
stuff.
and things. And like commercials. You can't even tell the real commercials from the parodies anymore because they're...
So
you're not following me.
I'm not following you there. I was still thinking about what you were saying about people not looking exactly the same, and it's like the guy currently doing Trump on SNL looks nothing like him, but
which I love.
he's so got the essence.
I love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Did you see the Apprentice?
The movie.
Yeah.
See that actually, that's a good example.
Yes, I did a good example. Kenny, write that down.
Can we put some like captions up saying good
example.
That'll
That's the name of the podcast.
There you go.
Rich
We got it.
Fulcher's Good Example. Welcome to Good Example.
I would quite like some kind of, financial, compensation.
Good
for
example, but spell it differently.
what to avoid
Yeah.
copyright.
EGGS. Get the egg board involved.
Yeah, I thought Sebastian Stan, wasn't it? I thought
He got nominated.
he nailed it because
Yeah.
it was like he wasn't trying to do a full-blown impression.
I loved
but
it.
he still got something about him.
Yes.
Yeah. What do you make of Jeremy Strong's?
So good. Because I have seen footage of Roy
Yeah.
Cohn and interviews.
Yeah.
He's just a fascinating character.
Yeah.
So it's like he gets it
Mhm.
totally. He's so good. I mean, I'm usually not into, they impersonated that person, so I'm the best actor. No, I mean, you know what I mean?
Because if that was the case, we would have.
Or you were thinking
I was-
of Rain Man. Right?
No. I was
Yeah.
thinking of who. I was trying to think of.
Did Kennedy.
Oh shit. Anyway, we'll just have to cut.
It'll
that.
come back.
Yeah.
Cut that out, Kenny.
that
Make
out.
him seem smarter.
Yeah. Do a Kamala Harris on me, please.
Look up the answer and give it to him.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, but he going back to SNL documentary. Why did I bring that up?
Whether you liked the movie or not.
No.
And you've been watching a lot of SNL documentaries.
There was a documentary.
I've
about-
actually met one of the original cast members,
Go.
Lorraine Newman. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I mean, that's great. It's great. It's a little disappointing you didn't
What?
say Chevy Chase, Dan Aykroyd, Gilda Radner,
No.
Jane Curtin, or you said the one
No.
whose name I don't know.
Lorraine Newman. She was very funny.
I'm sure she was.
Yeah.
I'm not saying she wasn't, but like you didn't. I thought you
I
were
thought
going to
it
like
was a big deal.
really impress me with like a big name.
Lorraine Newman. What?
Which
Sorry.
I don't remember Lorraine Newman. Remember
Red
the-
hair, long, skinny.
It's probably the patriarchy has made me deliberately forget.
Yeah, it's
know.
Trump's fault.
Yeah. But Gilda Radner, I would have been impressed with that. Partly
I
because she's
know.
dead, but
Any dead person?
Jane Curtin.
Okay.
They're the
no.
ones I don't remember, Lorraine.
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't even born that first year.
She would be the person that would always go on the newscast. Shelby,
Okay. Got you.
I'm
Yeah,
here,
yeah.
and she did loads of funny sketches. Anyway,
Yeah.
you got me off track.
I'm so sorry. So
Okay. Why are you here in London? For something about 9/11?
I told you it's a flying visit. I'm on my way to America.
You know what I find
What?
too is
Yeah.
you write better when you're traveling. Have you ever noticed that? There's something I can concentrate more, like the
Yeah.
hum of the engine or a train.
Yeah. Well, they're calling that like white noise, or
Yes,
I heard
the
somewhere.
shower.
Yeah, I heard something like they called it brown noise, which
Well, that's the name
That's
of the
something.
podcast. Oh, welcome to Rich Fulcher's Brown Noise. Take it away, Dan.
I mean, we're getting more and more appropriate titles, aren't we? So
Yeah, more apt.
Yeah. Actually, if you call it brown noise, all the people. brown
Some
noise.
people be wanting to. Metallica will get in touch.
No, but all the people searching for a noise to go to sleep to or something will stumble across this very calming podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, Detroit welcomes Brown Noise.
Oh man, I for some reason thought this was going to be like The Rest is Politics or something.
Oh, sorry,
Yeah.
sorry. About the EU.
Yes. Yes.
Finally we can get to this.
Yeah.
No, you're not a political guy.
I mean, I follow politics.
But you're a comedy guy, right? You kind of like, if you were told you've got to put a political joke in your movie or something, you'd kind of go, oh.
Well, no, because I did a movie recently and it was political.
Well, I love that movie.
Oh, did you watch
Yes.
it? Yeah.
Remember I told you I saw it on a plane.
You did see it on a plane.
And I said, I'm not seeing that Ryan Reynolds movie. I'm going to watch my friend's movie.
Oh, thank you.
And
which, by the way, can I plug it? Just because,
yes.
I didn't come here to plug it, but
please.
If you want to watch A Kind of Kidnapping on Amazon Prime or...
Brown Noise, listen to this.
It's got a very Brown Noise vibe about it, But, so in that instance, I did write political jokes. But,
no, but it was sort of a political theme.
Yeah. It wasn't like, I don't know, like satire or topical
Do you want to recap it? Because it's so good. Seriously, you can get it now on something.
Yeah, on something.
Amazon?
It's about a couple who are down on their luck, and they hear that a politician's coming to their part of the country to do, they do meet their constituents. They kidnap him, thinking, they'll make some money, but no one wants to pay his ransom. Even his wife says, not interested. But the politician says, I'll pay you to keep me here because it's given me good press. And then it all sort of kind of spirals out.
This is really not too far-fetched.
Well, you know what? When I wrote it, I was thinking, because, you write films and they take forever to get made.
How long did it take to write, by the way? Because I wrote.
It took like 20 minutes.
Oh, shit! Kenny, cut that out! Makes him look too good!
It's the getting the finance and getting the film made. It took years and years. It took obviously longer than that to write. But when I wrote it, I was like, well, this is a bit like, how believable is this?
Yeah.
By the time it came out, it was like, this is sort of a bit dull compared
all the
to
Tony
real.
Hancock stuff came out, right?
Right.
During that time?
Yeah,
Thanks
and the
for
Goon
the
Show
research.
came out, and
And the Celebrity in the Jungle.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So, but I find this is one of those films that will grow on people and it'll become kind of a cult thing.
Let's hope so.
Yeah, because it's so well acted, first of all the characters, the politician, the kidnappers, just brilliant.
I can't tell whether you're being sincere.
No, I am. But I mean,
let me just say to the Brown Noise viewers that when I first met Rich, it took me a long time to work out when he was being,
what? Serious
or joking, because there is literally no change in the tone of his voice.
No, that's
between
not true.
Sincerity and humor.
I'm dying. I'm dying.
I mean, I do dread the day that is happening, and everyone's like, "Oh, Rich, you're hilarious."
I'm having a heart attack.
Yeah. I'm in so much pain.
I'm serious.
Oh, Rich.
Stop
hilarious.
laughing.
If you don't do something for me right this second, I will die. Oh, Rich, you're hilarious.
No, I mean, everyone's told me that.
Yeah.
And I guess, that's my thing. But I can't really
It's a bit
that.
like working out the difference between identical twins. At first, or maybe even because I've got friends who are twins, and
really?
At first you're kind of like, who's who, but then you
girls
start
or boys?
Girls, and you then you start seeing tiny little details that you work out is the difference.
Hallucinate.
And that's what you're like.
Yeah.
With being serious and being funny is like you're like twins. You kind of see little telltale signs of when.
But I can sense when you're getting used to one way, so I'll switch it around.
Yeah, and that's what's kept this relationship so sexy all these years.
It's still there.
It's still there. I still feel a little frisson.
Just below what are the volcano? There's the lava, and then there's just underneath the lava.
Right. Yeah.
That's us.
Yeah, that is us, and it's both exciting and terrifying.
So listen. Because you're not to dismiss what you just said, which was brilliant.
Yeah.
I have a little segment in the show I wanted to try out.
Okay.
It's called Fill in the Blank. Okay? So I'll say a sentence with a blank, and you fill in that blank. Are you ready?
That's great.
Do
I didn't realize there was a quiz show element.
These are my Harry Potter
Yeah.
glasses.
And is there a prize?
No, but I mean, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
All
You
right.
imagine if there was like a big BBC One game
It
show.
really is.
And they
A
say,
truck.
and they say, well, is there a prize? Maybe.
But they can always edit in later.
Yeah,
Yes, there is a prize.
Yeah. But
When he's
like,
actually
no,
going-
but even when it goes out live not live, but they're like, maybe.
Yeah.
And then they win and they're like,
Okay, we get it. My favorite TV show this year is blank.
it's been a tough year for
Come
TV
on.
shows. Sorry.
There's lots of good ones.
Oh, God.
Come on.
I don't. Oh,
It could be anything.
do you know what? Because of the year I've had, it's been I won't go into.
Oh, I didn't know this.
I haven't really watched an awful lot of sort of comedies or but the best thing I watched, this sound really ridiculous.
Sound of Music.
Was Rich Fulcher and Matt Berry's
No.
no
Stop it.
was a documentary series called it was about the Cold War. I can't remember what it's
Oh.
called. It's
Look
on
that up,
Netflix.
Kenny.
Uh,
The Cold War Diaries?
yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, what's it called?
Shit.
Turning Point or something.
Turning point.
Oh,
Turning
okay.
Point. There you go. Turning Point.
That's good.
It's really, really interesting.
My stance on wearing T-shirts underneath shirts is blank.
I'm gonna say it's opened shirt, fine. Closed shirt, not so good.
Oh,
Yeah,
interesting.
Yeah,
Because I like to layer.
yeah.
Like I'll wear a T-shirt and then I'll wear a shirt.
Yeah.
So, fuck. Blank in the news pisses me off so much.
Nigel Farage.
Really?
Wow.
Have you ever met?
Well, we used to hang out, and I just
I
feel
bet
like
he would party with
he
you.
was a great guy back in the day. I don't know what's happened to him.
I work out blank times a week.
Yeah, blank.
Oh man, you don't work out like me?
I work out probably 6 to 7 times a day.
No, come on.
3.
3 a week?
Yeah, small workouts.
That's good.
I sort of tend to get to the gym.
That's
do
good.
6 minutes of workout and then like a 45-minute sauna.
But do you like monitor your steps every day?
No.
No?
No.
Oh.
No, I don't want to be disappointed by how.
But I mean, it's like 500 more. I used to be into that.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I've got to get 10,000. And I would be like, shit, 1,700? I can walk around the store a few more times.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I can. Does that count? No.
Well, I tried that,
Yeah.
just doing this.
How
but
does it?
doesn't work.
By the way, how does it know?
I think it's your whole movement.
Right.
I don't know.
Because
I think you must do this because I think it does move if you do this.
Yeah.
If you masturbate.
I was gonna say, that's in that case I do 40,000 steps a day.
Hello. Keep that one in. Then
Yeah.
put subscribe. That's the one, Kenny.
Well, me and someone I know went for a walk and we both checked our app and we had different numbers of steps and we weren't that much different in height or
One
whatever.
of you is going.
When I say friend, it was my cat. Yeah,
Who is your arch enemy?
Who is my arch enemy.
Right.
Yeah.
I haven't been yet, but I'd like to go to blank.
Rich Fulcher's house.
Nice.
Yeah.
We did just get a new place.
What?
Yeah.
Where?
In no, I mean it's south.
Yeah.
You'd like it, maybe.
Well, I want it. If I can
You
have
want to
it.
buy my house?
No. I want it for free. You just bought the house. I you're doing really well, aren't
No,
you?
not really.
No. Okay.
Please.
Yeah. All right. Please.
No. Let's not get into that.
Should we talk about money?
Yeah, I think we
savings and
It should be more like one of those advice from a
Yeah.
CEO or
yeah,
something.
yeah.
But you didn't answer this. I haven't been yet, but I'd like to go to blank.
Japan.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, it seems like now it's like, you know how people go, if you have kids, they go to the break, and some people will go, oh, we went to Tokyo. It used to be that would be like, wow,
Mm.
you went to the Far East
Yeah.
with spices. But now it's just like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
We should go to Tokyo. Or,
We'll go
you
this
know.
weekend. Long
But
weekend.
it's like, yeah, what is it? What does that refer to?
What do you mean?
Why did I say that? Why did I say that? Get away!
You know this is being recorded, right?
Oh,
Darn it.
Kenny!
Kenny. Everything's Kenny's
I
fault.
just met Kenny in the Starbucks.
And when want to do a podcast? Sure.
He gave me hot milk. Why would I turn that down? Right, Kenny? The best blanks are at the blank in blank. You know, like the best hot dogs are at the
Pinks,
in.
Los Angeles.
Yes,
Right.
that's it.
I did it.
Wow. Have you been to Pink's?
No.
No, but they're not the best
No, I
hot
bet they're not.
dogs
Yeah, I bet
or
they're
chili dogs.
But sometimes the experience is the best thing, isn't
But
it?
they
right?
have the best branding.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Are you into branding? Or are you
I mean,
like
Uh,
what would you say? Okay, this is
outside
good.
exercise branding is probably the thing I do the most.
But I did a bit on this about what you put on your entry card, what profession you are.
When you're going into another
Yeah,
country, yeah.
So if you put comedian, somebody will go, "Oh, tell me a joke." So what do you put on your end? Do you put director, actor, or yuck specialist?
I serious answer. Even like when I was acting and doing stand-up comedy and all that stuff, way more.
Mime.
I used to say writer because no one gives a shit really.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
I mean, just
They sometimes go,
it's-
have I seen anything you've written? You can just say no. They're not that.
I'm trying.
You know,
I sent a
whenever you said
pilot
an
to my
actor or a
agent.
comedian, there's like
My
you find-
agent said he lost it.
yeah, you know, they're reading at the moment. But like you say action, they ask you to list.
Yeah.
You know. The worst one was when people go, have I seen you in anything? And you're like, oh, have you been anything? Yeah. So what have you been? And you're like, well, I was in that thing. And they go, no, it's not that. Well, I was in that thing. No,
too
not
arty.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was that thing. No, I don't remember you in that. You used to work in a pub, didn't you? It's like, oh, yeah, that's what you recognise me from.
First, you were a comic
A
or
guy.
sketch artist.
Mm-hmm.
You would do skeeches and scooches. And then you went into stand-up.
Correct.
And then you went from stand-up to acting. And then acting to kind of directing.
Kind of, almost correct.
Do you think of them as transitions, or it's like, I've always wanted to be all of those things? And
I thought you were going to say, do you see them as transitions or failures?
I didn't want to say it. Kenny wanted me to say it.
I
But
can feel
didn't.
it. I can really feel
Yeah.
the stain. Always wanted to do all of them, but always... I sometimes think that my ego got in the way of me just going straight to writing and directing.
Mm-hmm.
Because as soon as I heard people laugh in an audience, I was like, I want to do that. And I want to be liked and appreciated.
But
and all those
honestly,
things.
though, I mean...
But actually now I'm like, I wish I'd just done what I do now back then.
Can I be honest, though?
I'd rather you weren't, actually.
No, but you are a little bit, correct me if I'm wrong, you're a little bit of a control freak. Are you? Because if you are, I would think go for it right away.
I love how you said that like you knew, and then immediately you were like, thing about you is you're a control. Are you? Are you? I don't
Are
know.
you? I don't know. Kenny told me to say that.
I mean, maybe.
Okay.
It's not really for me to say. I don't
Right.
think. I don't know if I'm a control
But I mean,
freak.
This
but
is not what I'm saying. Like Orson Welles was a bit of that.
Yeah.
You want to
I mean,
control
I
all
appreciate you putting me in the
aspects.
same breath as
Orson Welles and Dan Clark. Good evening, Brown Pie Is it Brown Pie?
No, brown noise.
Brown Noise Productions.
Yeah, you could say. You did sound a bit like Orson Welles doing his War of the Worlds
Yes.
thing, where they all thought it was real.
They did.
Yeah.
And people would like run and break stuff.
Imagine if Orson Welles had social media now.
Oh my God.
Shit he could do. Yeah.
So many wine commercials.
So many.
Have you seen those? Where he's totally drunk?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I'll sell no wine.
It's sort of
at
amazing
all.
what his trajectory. Is it trajectory? What is
Yeah.
the word when it goes
It
downwards?
just goes down. Avalanche. Yeah.
But then I suppose when you made the film that to this day everyone still calls the greatest film ever made, you
know.
probably just go,
He
I'll do
still
what.
gets
He
that.
still gets that. Imagine that.
But I think it's
He gets
because,
that and Hitler still gets best
Yeah.
villain of all time.
But it has to do with school, because if the film professors did not drill into the students, because those
Yeah.
students tell everybody else.
So you're saying it's a conspiracy?
Yes.
Yeah.
The
It's
teachers get together
It's the
in
woke mind
Barbados.
virus, isn't it?
Yes.
It's the woke mind virus is
Yeah.
telling people that.
It was not in a meat market.
No.
It was in a film lab. I
We
don't
are
know.
jumping around so
Too
many
much.
concepts there. That's great.
Okay.
I like it though. I
Do
like it.
something to slow it down.
It's kind of like having our subjects on shuffle.
Yeah.
You know.
Because, do you know, okay, I looked this up recently.
Mm.
How many shuffles of a deck? Like, say you've just finished solitaire and you lost,
Right.
or you won,
Yeah.
and you put it all together. How many times would you have to shuffle to make sure that it was totally shuffled?
And you know the answer to this?
Yes.
8.
7. The answer is 7.
Kenny, can we get confirmation on that, please?
No, but isn't that weird? So every time now if I play, and I play a lot, is 7 times.
It says the deck of 52 cards should be shuffled at least 7 times.
There you go. See, this is what I'm saying about his whole face and demeanor and tone is like, I don't know when he's just bullshit.
Oh,
You know,
I see.
Yeah. Have you ever had to do couples therapy?
No.
Good. Because I can't
Have
imagine
you?
it ever. I don't want to go into
Okay.
that. You know, I'm
This
asking
is
the
about Brown Noise welcomes you to couples therapy. Dan Clark's going to tell us his
I'm just
recent-
wondering, in situations where you that sort of difficulty reading your sincerity, where that's gonna get.
It's not going to be a help,
Yeah,
I guess.
you know, yeah.
I'm
But
sorry.
hey, do you know what? I'm really happy for you that you've never had to go to couples therapy.
Yeah.
It's obviously going well for you.
We're out of time, everybody. Thanks, Brown Noise.
All right, you've got kids, right?
Yeah.
How do you show them that you're actually seriously telling them off, or?
Because they go, kids! What's the matter with kids these days? Da-da-da-da-da.
And they go, oh God, Dad's telling us off.
I'm good. I have to go to the garage again. No,
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think?
What? How you discipline your kids?
Just take it.
I mean, I probably think that's how you do it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it might work because it's like a sort of misdirection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. It does work for a little bit, and then people get tired of it.
Yeah.
Sometimes angry, and then that's
So-
a problem.
Kind of doesn't work.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I wish I knew if somebody had an alarm or a chip that
Yeah.
said you've gone too far.
Or just a buzzer. Oh, God.
Oh, hi. No, I don't like that dress. No, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, apparently we've all got that chip in us when Bill Gates injected us with.
Oh
Do you remember during the pandemic we were all injected
Yes.
with microchips?
And Musk is doing it.
And now Musk is doing it. So we will at some point get buzzed when we're criticizing Trump, for example.
Yes.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Donald
that
Trump is a
show?
great guy. Great
Awesome!
guy.
Donald Trump.
God, I hate diving off of a cliff. Ow.
Kamala Donald Trump. Why am I saying this? This is bullshit.
Oh, God.
So when did you start turning to crime?
Well, if breaking hearts is a crime, then sue me. I don't know what you mean, actually.
Oh, I mean, okay, so but you obviously, to write that kidnapping film, you had to have a little bit of a dark side.
Oh, well, I did research. I hung out with kidnappers. I sat in on kidnapping scenarios.
You did?
Yeah.
Were you aware of the Patty Hearst kidnapping?
Which one is that? That's not the...
That was in the 70s. Patty Hearst got kidnapped. She was speaking of Citizen Kane, Sir Randolph Hearst, the guy who was supposed to be Citizen Kane,
right? His
granddaughter, I think, got kidnapped.
Yeah. Oh, wow. So there is. You're doing the weave.
Yeah. I'm doing a weave. I wish I could.
Doing the weave. You brought it all back into. Yeah. I love it. Yeah. No, I don't remember Patty Hearst. That wasn't what the.
But she eventually, because they were like a underground revolutionary party, and they robbed some banks. It was called the Symbionese Liberation Army, and she was seen robbing the banks with them. There was like footage of it.
But she was kidnapped.
She was being a hostage, but she turned pro.
Yeah. Is there a film based on this? I feel like I've.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure there's been loads of films about it, yeah.
Loads.
Like Oliver
There's like
Stone
30,
movies.
40 films.
Yeah.
I know the name. I feel like I should know this.
But did you actually go, kidnapping?
No, I just went to kidnap scenarios and said, do you mind if I sit in and watch how you do this?
Charles Lindbergh.
Yeah.
J. Paul Getty.
Yep, J. Paul.
Pile of spaghetti.
The Olympic team in.
They were kidnapped?
Yeah, remember in the 70s or something. Terry Waite. I sat in all the good ones, all the greats. Wow. Yeah.
So, by the way, I mean, congrats on that film, because you wrote it, you got it made, and you directed it. And
I did it pre-AI, so you can't say that I didn't write that.
Yeah.
That's the last time in this era that we live in that you can say, hand on heart, oh, a machine didn't do that for me. Whereas now...
I mean, you're always going to be suspect.
Yeah.
But well done.
Thanks. I needed to get one movie in before that era.
So you really think that people will be questioned?
I mean, it's bound to happen, isn't it? At some
really?
Point.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
wow. I think I saw genuine fear and disappointment.
Yeah. I mean, right now you can kind of tell what's AI and what's not. Is that?
Well, I don't even know if anyone's actually using it yet in a full, I've just written a script. I think if you're watching, a soap, you probably wouldn't notice the difference. No disrespect to soaps, but I'm sure we can all agree that the thing people like about soaps isn't the astonishing writing. It's just the,
By the way, I heard something about, how everybody sabotages each other during the Oscars? Trying to make,
Yes. There's something about The Brutalist, right?
Yes, yeah. They used AI to, sharpen their Romanian accent or something.
Or wasn't it, was it the accent or the language that they couldn't quite pronunciate or something?
That might have been it.
Yeah.
Because it's who's to say a lot of these judges go, "Oh, that's a good Romanian accent."
Yeah, best
Yes!
picture.
Best accent, best actor.
I mean, if that was the case, would Schindler's List have won all those years ago? You know, but I feel like it's a bit unfair on The Brutalist because that film's so pure in its artistry that they've picked that movie to be the thing that everyone's up in arms about,
I
rather
haven't
than.
seen it.
But it's like shot on
whichever you want to call
on
it.
actual film, on old cameras, and it's acting, and it's it's a sort of an art house movie. Yet there's.
Do you think Adrian Brody should get Best Actor?
I think he's. I think he's the only bit of it that's AI.
Really?
I don't think he was in that film.
Run that as a trailer. After that movie, A Kind of Kidnapping, which got a lot of great reviews.
Thank you.
What?
Except for the Observer, but
Fuck
you know,
that.
not that I'm hanging
I mean,
on to that, you know.
They are the big
But
one.
she didn't like swearing and toilet jokes, so
Get with it.
you know. I don't know why it hurt so much, that one. I think it was
She
because
had no brothers. That's the problem. She probably was an only child.
this is the thing. Like, why can't high art and low art exist within the same
know.
thing? You know,
Which would be Reading, right?
Reading.
That's where the middle would be. I don't know. I mean, they got a good festival.
Well, yeah, you know, that's fair enough. I
Mm.
thought you meant the festival. I was like, well, did I have low art? You
No.
know, like-
But
Yeah.
to make that transition to directing,
yes.
how
Are
did
we going?
you,
We're going back to a proper interview.
But I'm really curious about it because I would think there's so many. Unless you were a film student before,
hmm
how could you conceivably, do all that? I mean, you've got to learn the stuff, and you've got to be confident that you're going to convince other people.
That's the main thing, isn't it? Confidence.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many people get by in life through confidence.
I know.
And, you know, when I used to cast my TV show, How Not to Live Your Life, we used to get people in that were so good in the audition. And then when you get to, and you cast them because they were so good, and you think, well, that's only like 20% because they've not rehearsed and they don't know the lines really well. And then you're on set sometimes and you go, oh, that was everything they had.
Yeah.
You know.
Or they don't take direction.
Well, yeah, it's just like they're so good at like being in a room and showing you like that they know what they're doing. You know, I mean, it's what con man is short for confidence man, right?
Yeah.
It's like it masks so many other flaws and
well, it's like
vulnerabilities.
Politics too.
Yeah.
It's the same way. If you campaign well and convince everybody, it doesn't mean you're going to be able to sit at a desk and figure out policy or.
And I actually think they should have debates in politics where what happens is each candidate should explain to the audience why the other candidate is the best person for the job. And the person who gets voted, let's say it's you and me, and I'm saying, no, Rich is so good because he believes in this and he believes in that.
Dan is awesome.
Yeah. And
he does this.
Yeah, I do this. And then they all vote for you because I've, voted for you. I've really sung your praises and they believe you. But I then get into power.
And then I say, you're a traitor.
No, I didn't say.
Traitor! Who are you going to believe? On the next brown noise.
Something needs to change, right?
What?
With the
title?
way. Yeah, the title. That's just,
So what?
So confidence is really the big thing, and you could be shitting yourself underneath, but like if you can just,
But you're good at that.
What's that? Shitting
You've always been able.
You've always been good at shitting yourself.
No, I mean the confidence part.
Yeah, but inside I'm like
had good confidence.
I think I'm just very good at hiding the fact that I'm like right now I'm crying on the inside,
right?
But I'm sort of
crying on the outside
as well. Yeah. No, I think you just. And also, I did do bits of directing, like short films and a pilot and blah, blah, blah. But it's like...
Name dropper.
But you just got to... I think the worst thing to do is pretend that you know everything, but also at the same time you've got to prove to everyone around you, actors, crew, that you have a vision.
Because it's like, sorry, I think that I might be able to sort of get by that acting thing.
Mm-hmm.
But the technical side of it, it's like, I have no idea. Like, okay, this might be a wide shot, but I don't know what lens or,
But you're a pure performer in every sense. You are. You're so, like, everything you do is kind of like an instinctive thing rather than, like,
So I'm like a lungfish or something. Is that what you're saying? I have no nervous system.
I'm saying that you're subhuman. You have just a lizard brain. That's all you have.
Okay.
You haven't. No, you're like. I don't see you sitting with people for weeks, months, like storyboarding, and you're much more like you just have a sense of something and you do it, right? Mm-hmm. Is that?
Yeah, but that's why anytime there's writing partners, one of them is always that person.
Right.
And then one is okay, that would be good for Act 1.
One's the receptionist.
Yeah. Okay! No.
Yeah. So, which one are you?
Well, it depends on the person you're working with. One naturally tries to be that person, but
I can't.
Like I'd like to be the one pacing, going, mushroom rocket.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
But
did that ever go anywhere? That show?
The mushroom rocket show didn't do well.
No. Yeah. It's one season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a season and a half.
Yeah.
But
they pulled it halfway through. That's the worst, isn't it? It was on ABC 7:30.
Yes, in the afternoon. They didn't want to put it in prime time. They didn't want to. Oh, it's not prime time. When is it gonna be fucking prime time?
It's a fucking mushroom rocket. What's so hard to understand?
Everybody rides a mushroom rocket. You little shits.
That's what I heard that this is what you were like in network meetings.
Yeah, and how many network shows do I have? Goose egg. Do you own an electric car?
No.
Why not?
I don't own a car at the moment.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Are you one of those that hasn't learned how to drive?
No, but I did learn at a very late stage in my life.
Right.
Yeah.
Last month.
No, I was about 33, I think.
But I say this because I just got my license here.
Oh, no. Oh, in the UK.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, no. What is that?
Oh, Schnackington. Yeah.
You're German.
Yes. Also, another accent I was always very good at. Yes.
It was always very good at German.
If you can speak German, you can speak. I did a gig in Germany, right? And
in German?
Not in German, no. And I was on stage, and this is like everything people say about stereotypes and stuff. This was like, I was on stage, and sometimes if you're doing a gig and you're like,
it's a rally.
Oh, how long have I done? Because you get given 20 minutes. And then I said that out loud whilst on stage. Oh, how long have I done? And the guy in the front row said, you have done 18 minutes. And I was like, wow, really fulfilling the stereotype there, aren't you? Fortunately, they loved being...
You need a good Act 1 ending.
You need to wrap it up in 2 minutes.
Chop, chop.
And they were great. There's a misconception about Germans that they don't have a sense of humor.
So they don't hire like people to say you've got 10 minutes. You just use the audience.
Yeah.
How much time do I have? 10 minutes.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
I mean, at least you know where you stand.
Well, you get to 20 minutes and the whole audience in unison goes, "Your set is finished."
We are clapping because it's done. I heard that there was a German production company that bought all of the scripts to the kids in the hall and just transcribed them and then gave them
Is
to
this true?
German actors.
I'd like to see that.
And it killed.
I would like to see that.
Yeah. I mean, I would release that.
Germans
as
are
a
funny.
show. Yeah.
That's the thing. They just don't use humor like Brits and sort of Americans as well. But like we're so like we would not be comfortable sitting in silence. You know, we have to fill the air all the time with like a sarcastic joke or But they're like they're okay with just so they don't use humor like in socially. Or this is my experience. Maybe things have changed. That was 20 odd years ago. I don't want to get cancelled by the Germans. But if you say funny things, or if you get like you watch their sort of, they've got a brilliant sense of humor. Sometimes I'll go through podcasts and you'll see like a podcast that's 3.5 hours long, and you're like,
there. Oh, Joe Rogan does
those like, and you're like, I mean, that's.
You want to get in and out, like a full trip somewhere. You get
you just think sometimes maybe there's a bit of air that could be taken out of this thing, right?
Yeah. Well, Kenny,
is that 3.5 hours all gold?
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah,
no. This is a lot of gold.
Mm-hmm.
Condensed into silver.
Yeah.
And bronze under the
middle, under the nibs. What's below bronze? What's the next one?
I'd say 10, right?
10?
I bet they were saying maybe we should have 4. Marshmallow.
No, there used to be 4 at the Olympics, and people were like, tin just doesn't feel
Kenny
exciting.
Said
Iron. Iron. They were like. They would award the top 4 runners at the Olympics, and people were like, iron just doesn't feel exciting to me.
Gold, silver, bronze, iron.
Tin.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know.
How would you feel about winning bronze?
Well, because I was thinking about that, because somebody had their medal stolen. I would go, oh, do we really care about the bronzes? But yeah, how many people get medals?
I mean, that's a good point.
Who can even say they got a medal?
I suppose, actually, do you think people say I got a medal and they don't say it's bronze?
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
I'm going to make them think it was gold, because some people will think,
yeah.
Oh, you got a medal? Oh, a gold medal.
This is Rich. He's an Olympic medalist.
I got a brown medal.
Really? What medal did you get? So what do you do?
Yeah. Oh, look at the real estate over there. Are you doing any gigs or?
I haven't really done comedy for a few years.
Really?
Yeah. The last time I did gigs was in 2019, and I just started to sort of. I was kind of like, should I do comedy again? I wrote some new bits and was doing it a bit. And then the pandemic happened.
Yeah.
And like nearly everything in everyone's life, if there was something that was slowly starting to go away, it just accelerated it in a week. Yeah. And I was just like, do I really want to go back? I don't know. I sort of miss being on stage, but I don't miss everything that comes with the life of being a stand-up.
Organizing a tour.
And just the amount of
all
hanging
the
around.
Groupies.
All the groupies, all the drugs and sex and rock and roll.
Rich, we can't let you in the room tonight.
What about you? Are you still doing live performing?
Well, yeah, I've done live gigs, but it's weird because if you haven't... I understand the words work in progress are really important, because then people will go, I'm expecting your worst stuff, which is great.
Do you think there are people that never do anything that they don't label as work in progress?
Yes.
Hang on, you've been
My
doing work
Netflix special, WIP.
No, but if you get the right crowd, you bring the house down.
Right.
But it's like you're more crowd specific than.
There's only so many mental health facilities around.
Yeah, and also people don't remember the Boosh anymore, so
Yeah.
you can't dine out.
Boosh!
Yeah. I was in a
Tesco
show
card!
called...
Tesco card! Boosh!
Come on, when are they getting back together?
Oh,
Gotta
seriously?
get the band back together.
By the way, I mean, no matter what role you've played in your past, I'll always know you as Johnny Two Hats.
Jonathan Two Hats.
Jonathan Two Hats. I mean, if we had gone further, you would have been Three Hats for sure.
I mean, I remember the guys saying, we've written you back in like the third season. And I was like, great. I was, I wonder how many hats I'll have this year. And I was waiting. Then I heard they were filming, and I was like, well, I haven't got a call sheet.
Yeah,
what's going on? And then it was getting to, like, from what I could hear, it was getting to the end of the shoot. And I was like, oh, I guess that isn't,
So better call.
And then I heard that they had to completely rewrite the last episode or something. And I was like, oh, I was obviously, collateral damage there. But what's weird is there in some circles or some places, someone will say to me, oh, he was Johnny Two Hats in the Mighty Boosh.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, I was in it for like
hello.
3 minutes. I wrote, directed, and starred in my own show.
Like 4 series.
I did 3 seasons and a Christmas special. Yeah. And whatever. He was Johnny Two Hats in the Boosh. Yeah, you're like, ugh. I have that with Only Fools and Horses. Some in family gatherings, it's like he was in Only Fools and Horses. I was like, yeah, that was 30 odd years ago when I was 18. I've done stuff. I've done stuff with my life.
On that note, we're gonna have to
do a montage of all the stuff I've done.
Can you do that underneath like music?
But not like a memoriam or whatever they're called. What are they called?
My memoriam.
Could we get licensed for that bit of music? Chop it up a bit.
Good night, brown noise.
Good night, brown noise lovers.
Hey, if you like the podcast, me, Rich Fulcher, plus guest Magic, just press subscribe down below, and also press whatever you need to press. Magic, shusha, whatever. I don't know. Just do it, okay? You know what I'm talking about.